Welcome back to the Here and Now podcast with your host, St. Otto. And we got a very special guest, a good friend.
Destiny.
And Destiney. We go way back.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, like 10 years. But you a little nervous?
I think I'm nervous now that I know I'm being recorded because I feel like I wasn't nervous like 2 seconds ago.
It's okay. Just relax. But yeah, we go back. We've been friends since high school. And in high school, I just remember you being like cool as hell. Like, I don't know. It was crazy. Like, I seen you and I was like, that's a cool ass nigga right there.
Yeah, but then you would see me do other shit and you'd be like, oh, she's off the fucking chain.
I mean, high school was weird.
No, I mean, I feel like Mifflin was a weird vibe too, to where just like the dynamic of going to Mifflin, even like as being an adult and you talk to other people that went to other high schools and you're like, yeah, Mifflin was definitely something unique.
For sure.
Definitely was a unique experience.
That experience was definitely and it ain't even like that no more. Or are we just biased?
No, I don't think it's definitely not like that. I mean, Mr. Stevens isn't there, so yeah. I feel like our class was probably one of the last classes that I think got to really be with Mr. Stevens. So I feel like once we left, it was like the end of an era for sure.
Yeah, and then they had uniforms as soon as we left.
I mean, you don't remember? It's funny. I was just talking to someone about this the other day. You don't remember they tried to get our class to do uniforms, and our class basically was like, I've been wearing what I wanted for like 2 years. You're not changing me to wearing a uniform junior year. It's slow.
Yeah.
Because they definitely tried.
See, I don't remember. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of my memories get fuzzy. So much life done happened since.
Yeah.
I mean, that was almost 10 years ago. Speaking of which, are we going to the 10-year anniversary? First of all, you supposed to be setting it up.
Right. I mean, we gonna have to get reconnected with some people. And figure out how to get that rocking. I mean, I'm definitely happy to do it. It's definitely there's either specific people I need to talk to and figure out how we want to go about it, or I don't really mind. I'll pioneer it and just also get other people, like, to where even if it's people like you willing to cooperate and actually get the word out there, then
yeah.
So if people are interested in it, I'm definitely willing to do what I need to do to get it.
Well, here's your opportunity.
Right. Well, if you went to Mifflin, class of 2015. Quit fucking playing, hit my line, and I don't know where half of y'all motherfuckers went. High school ended, and niggas just went separate ways.
Right, niggas went everywhere.
And it's crazy because like your parents tell you shit like that, like, well, once you did it, and you be like, I'm gonna be friends with such and such forever. Wrong. Wrong.
Like you think you know it all as a kid, man, and they be trying to tell you. And you just don't listen.
It's so much stuff that I'll look back and I'll be like, damn, if I'd have just listened to like, even just like maybe even one or two pieces of advice, I would be so much further in life.
Do you have a specific piece of advice that like stands out?
So you remember how I said I was a little off the chain in high school. So I was always highly intelligent. But one piece of advice my grandmother used to give me was that they already got theirs, you got to get yours. And I think I didn't really take that serious until I think she passed away my junior year in high school. Junior year of high school, she passed away, and then that's when I was like, all right, I'm about to lock in and get serious. And it's like, if I'd have did that freshman year, I could have got a full ride to college or something for sure. So that's probably like the main piece of advice that I would have been like, regardless of them teachers, fuck them teachers, let me get what I need to get so I can get the fuck out of here.
Right. Yeah. Your relationship with your grandma, did you have like a strong relationship with her?
Yeah, we definitely had a strong relationship. I'm from Ohio. I've lived in Ohio my whole life. She lived in New Jersey majority of my life, but she was always that grandma that like you would get random stuff in the mail, or we would go out to New Jersey, visit her sometimes. So her always a phone call away. So she passed kind of untimely, so didn't get to build that relationship with her as an adult, but as a kid, yeah, she was definitely like grandma of the year for sure.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Especially to live in New Jersey and I'm in Ohio, so yeah, she did what she needed to do.
Okay. So my first question is, we just go talk about Cat Williams. Okay. And he kind of predicted 2024.
Yeah.
And what do you think he knows?
So, how real, how deep, like how rabbit hole are we feeling today?
I mean, we got is space and opportunity.
All right, so I'd probably say, in my opinion, I think that what Cat Williams is saying is super accurate. And I go back and forth between being like, is this somebody that's a trusted source for the community for information, or is this a puppet? Because I do think that everything is pre-planned. So when we see somebody that's starting to point stuff out and then it happens, it's like, is that one of us or is that one of their puppets? I haven't decided specifically with Cat Williams yet, but a lot of the stuff that, I mean, also even outside of Cat Williams, a lot of the stuff that's happened has been floating around for years. Like even if you go back to like, what was that, 2020, and you had all that like Pizzagate shit and QAnon, all that stuff. So a lot of the stuff that Cat Williams was talking about in 2024, it was stuff that information people were trying to get back on like 2020. So I go back and forth with how I feel about Cat Williams. Funny nigga though, for sure.
Nah, he definitely funny. And he from Ohio.
Oh, I do be forgetting he's from Ohio.
Yeah.
I always forget he's from, what city is he from?
I think he's from Cincy.
Cincy, okay. Yep, he act like a Cincy nigga.
He definitely
Which, I don't know if you've ever been to Cincinnati. Good vibes.
Oh, I love Cincinnati.
You be looking like, I'm pretty sure we can either get shot right now or have a good time.
Mostly it's have a good time.
Mostly have a good time, but you all in some interesting spaces for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we like live in the weirdest city in Ohio. I mean, not weird, but like, it's like...
Ohio's weird in itself. I think Ohio's weird in a good way, though.
I think Ohio is just like, it's just so regular. Yeah.
I think Ohio is so regular until you get into like, Ohio seems regular in comparison to like California or New York. But then when we get into a place like Wisconsin or Idaho,
it's something.
Or Minnesota, it's something. So
yeah, I mean, I love it. I love being here, and like I done traveled a lot, so it's like I can determine that I like being here. But it's, oh man.
So like with you traveling and stuff. So like for me, I know when I travel, one of the things that I either notice is that people are either way friendlier than Ohioans, or it's like, oh shit, my bad for talking to you. So like when I go to Maryland, I got family out in Maryland. When I go out there, I'm like, bro, it's just a way better vibe.
Bro, I was just in Maryland last month.
And did you had a good time?
Yeah, hell yeah. It's good ass vibe. Yeah.
But then like I went to Pennsylvania. Actually, I was specifically in Pittsburgh. I went to Pittsburgh and like people were not. Yeah,
they just more.
It was like, why are you talking to me? And I'm like, I need directions.
Right.
I need help.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say people in Ohio. Would you say? Hold on, let me ask you. Would you say people in Ohio are friendly generally?
That's a hard question. I think it depends on. I think Ohio really can have a personality in its city. Yeah. So like, I personally, me not being from Columbus, I don't think people that are actually from Columbus, I don't think they're the friendliest people. But then you can go somewhere like. I got family in Mansfield. That's a better vibe to me in terms of friendliness, but that also could be that's my hometown. So yeah, I really think I think you can really feel the different vibes when you travel between cities in Ohio. For sure. Cause like Cleveland, I haven't been to Cleveland. Huh? I think the only time I've ever been to Cleveland was to go to the airport.
You haven't been to Cleveland?
I've never been. Not to like. Okay. To just.
Well, have you been to Cedar Point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But you just.
But that's I know like Sandusky.
I know it's an hour. It's an hour away.
An hour is a difference.
But hold on. Why an hour in Ohio seem way longer? Like,
because you just going by trees and shit. It's not no good scenery. So an hour.
Hold on, no. Because like I was just in the DMV and it's literally nothing but trees. Like Ohio, we got like
ponds and stuff.
Yeah, we got some shit, but I'm talking about legit trees. And I was driving for like an hour, but it don't feel like an hour for whatever reason.
It could be because you also on vacation.
Maybe because I don't know where the fuck I'm going. So
that can be it too. For sure.
You don't know where you going, so I just be like, okay.
Yeah, you like. I just feel like because I feel like anytime when I'm on vacation or just not, if I'm off of work, it's like why all of a sudden time goes so fast. But when I'm at work, I'm on the clock. I feel like the day dragging. So I think that could also be part of it. Yeah. And then like your mind is occupied by stuff to where like you like almost even to where Because I feel like, if you're driving in Ohio, you're familiar with the area to where you're more so on like pilot mode.
Yeah.
To where I feel like you have to be more like cognitive if
Yeah.
you're in a new area, to where that probably makes it feel like time is moving faster.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. That would be my theory on it.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, so switching a little bit, we was just talking about traveling. Where all have you been personally, and where do you want to go?
I just went to Texas, I had a really good time in Texas.
Which city?
I was in Arlington.
Which is close to which major city? Any?
I think Arlington might be a major city. It's not as
I
big
know it
as
is a major
Dallas,
city.
Dallas.
Dallas.
I think so. Yeah, I think I was dang near in Dallas, Texas, which I had a great time. Next time I go back to Texas, I definitely got to go to Houston. I got to go to Houston. Though.
You gotta go to Houston.
Yeah, I gotta go to Houston next time.
Listen, I remember I went to Houston 2 years ago, and oh my God, the women were so beautiful.
See, and that's the thing. When I was in Arlington, good time, but there was a lot of handsome Hispanic men.
You like Hispanics?
I don't discriminate.
Okay.
So I don't necessarily have a type. I don't discriminate. But but I'm talking about like suave, cut with the Cartier glasses. You would walk and you'd be like, damn, that nigga smell good. And then you walk around and you look back, it's a whole Hispanic dude. And you're like, oh shit, you smell like a nigga.
Had you confused,
I'm like, dang, this is a different vibe down here in Texas for sure.
Man, I went to and the parties in Houston. Oh my God, yeah, you got to go back to Houston. Yeah. Go back to Houston for sure. So should I try out Arlington? Because I've been to.
I think I had such a good time because I was there with family and food and it was just a vibe for real. But yeah, I've been to Texas, Maryland.
What part of Maryland?
Like a suburb outside of Baltimore, I think it is.
Oh, okay.
So it's a suburb outside of Baltimore, but I can't even remember what it is right now. But Baltimore is lit too. That's another place that you go out there and it seemed like, because you hear like niggas in Baltimore got like such a heavy accent and they articulate but they articulate themselves a certain way to where they come off aggressive, but then you go out there and they really cool for real.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, the whole DMV cool as hell.
Yeah,
it's so many niggas out there. And then I don't know if you noticed this, and then maybe this is just me, but it is so many like dark skinned people out here. I never really be realizing it's a bunch of light skinned people in Ohio.
Oh yeah, and then you go to other places.
It'd be like,
but that's because Ohio got a lot. Oh, can I say this?
Go. If you listen, say it. If it's bad, I'll cut it out.
Ohio got a lot of white people and black people in closer spaces. So now you're starting to get more like biracial. And that, not even specifically saying white and black. Like even if you brought into you got like Asian community, like everybody's here in Ohio, especially as it's growing. So everybody. Have you ever seen way back in the day, they used to be like in 2000 like 30, the average American is expected to look like, and it's like a light skinned person with like sandy brown hair. So again, all of this shit is pre-planned. Yeah, they've been saying what we was gonna look like in like 30 years, and it's basically like everybody gonna look like they biracial.
I mean, it makes sense though, because when you think about it, I mean, if you go back probably historically, like in specific nations, probably there was diversity. Maybe in like Africa, maybe it was some diversity, but in specific areas, you would have a look for people. And America's only different because we have so much immigration. So it would take a long time for us to actually look like one people. And then also, too, we big as fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got 50 states. Like
America looking like one people, I ain't gonna beat you. That's just funny to think about.
It's funny, but we a country though.
Yeah.
And but then I guess it'd probably actually be more. It'd probably come quicker to think like each state have a certain look.
Yeah, and you can even also think about that just in terms of like the dialect, because you imagine being from like not from the U.S. and then you go to Ohio, Texas, and Maryland, and it's 3 different versions of English. That you go to New York, you go to the Bronx, or you go to I'm trying to think.
Yeah, that's even crazy.
You got people Queens, Queens, and they all sound different just Harlem, depending on like the borough that they from. So
that's crazy.
And you think about that in dialect, so you start thinking about like cultures and how people look and all that. So I feel like dialect is the first already seeing how much America is a melting pot in all these different cultures.
Yeah. Well, the next thing we gonna get into is goals. A little segment I'm trying to start doing on the podcast is people talk about their goals, what they're looking forward to in the future.
Yeah.
You can talk about financial goals, personal goals, relationship goals, or whatever you want.
I definitely don't have no relationship goals. I'm single right now. Don't have no relationship goals. I'm one of them people to where I'm like, I'm content, to where it's like I'm not closed off from love, but I'm also not like out here like, oh my gosh, I need to like I'm just like, I'm chilling. So no relationship goals. Financial goals, that's so hard because like the way the economy is changing so bad, because I mean, I've worked in finance, and for basically damn near almost that's crazy to be like, I've almost been doing something for 10 years. I started in finance I started in finance when I was 19, so I have like 8 years of finance background. So
dang.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Is it a fun? Hold on, maybe not fun. Do you have a lot of interest in that industry?
I definitely have a lot of interest in finance for sure. Which kind of takes it. So I'll wrap it in like this. So I would say my financial goal is financial freedom. But then with the economy changing so much, it's like, what does financial freedom actually look like for our generation? So that's the first thing. But then for me, like certain things that affected like myself and my upbringing, I have certain people in my family that didn't necessarily know how to handle finances, or it would be like people that were really good with money and they weren't good with credit, or you have people that really knew how to build credit and stuff but then wasn't good with money, and that kind of, and seeing how that affected my childhood encouraged me to be like financially literate basically, and then also being able to teach that to other people. So that's kind of what got me into it. And then it's so much money to be made in the finance industry that once you get into it, it's really hard to get out. And I haven't even hit the iceberg yet of it. So that would probably be my next thing is I turn finance, getting into the real estate bag. Now I'm really trying to get like in my real estate bag, like for sure. Like I'm trying to have a bag inside of a bag that got a bag. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to do.
It's actually kind of funny. So I'm kind of like on the opposite end of the spectrum. I still want to make a lot of money. Yeah. But I've like my goal right now is to detach from money. Like I have no attachment to it. It's just like I really just use it for what it's supposed to be used for. It's like money is only supposed to be used to make more money.
Money is fickle. It's
fickle. Yeah. Yep. Just like emotions and shit. Like it come and go.
Yeah, it comes and goes.
So it's
funny because I used to be. When I was younger, I was that person that was like, I can't wait to buy a pair of red bottoms and my YSL or da-da-da-da. And then I'm like, bro, this shit really don't matter.
Not at all.
So it's like, I got on, I'm not even saying it, I got on a Ralph hoodie right now. So I'd probably say I don't really care much past like that level. Yeah. I'm not into Givenchy and fucking, what is it, Balenciaga and shit.
Yeah. I ain't really into that either. I'm pretty simple.
Because I'm also not into wearing my money.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna beat you. I'll eat my money though. I'll spend it back.
Hey, that's everybody's problem. Everybody's problem is some food, bruh. That's the hardest. That's the hardest. Like, if you budgeting, that's the hardest thing to stay on budget.
The funny thing is, and I used to feel bad about it, and I think everything in life is about balance. But I'm religious, so with me believing in the Bible and all of that, I ended up realizing. What is it? I think it's like the book of Ecclesiastes. It talks about how like basically everything in life is pointless. Like that's basically like it's a whole book of the Bible that basically says like,
really,
you got to read the book of Ecclesiastes.
Okay.
I hope I'm not misquoting because somebody gonna call me out for it. But it basically says how there's a time and place for everything. There's a season for everything. But then also at the same time, life is pointless. And one of the things that it actually says is that the best thing you can do is like eat good, this, that, and da-da-da-da. So when I had read that in the Bible, I stopped feeling bad about spending a bag on food. Jesus told me to eat good.
Nah, for real. Nah. And you know what? I just think, well, I'm not personally religious, but I do respect the Bible a lot. But it seems like every time I read the Bible or read like a quote, it be some shit that I already done figured out for myself. So I'll be kind of like, all right, I ain't even gonna get. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna stop that right there because I'm not trying to get into this.
I'm weak. You said, see, that's why I said rabbit holes. I was like, how deep of a rabbit hole we can get into?
I don't want to go down the spiritual rabbit hole.
That's cool. That's cool.
Okay, so let's one of the major questions I got for you is like, okay, so how do you foresee? How do you intend on making your life different from anybody else in this world?
By being myself. I think like I'm unique in myself, same as you are. Like we're all unique. So I think that the more that we try to tap in with ourselves, that's really the first step of living differently. Because really just being yourself, and then I'd probably say outside of that, just trying to be content. Yeah. Because especially with like social media now, I feel like it's just so easy to get into like comparison and this and that, and just always wanting the next best thing. So I'd probably say being content, trying to pick my battles, and
man, really, I just did that.
Right, man, you gotta pick your battles. And I not even trying to be funny. I feel like I talk to a lot of people, and it's like it won't click for me until other people point it out to me, and they be like, "Bro, you really doing shit that like a lot of people your age is not doing right now. Like you really are." So I think, by not thinking about what I'm trying to do in certain ways, because you do need to plan ahead, but to a certain extent, me just trying to enjoy myself, that already puts you on a route to just be separated from everybody else, for sure.
That definitely resonated with me, because that's exactly how I feel. To add to that, I would say like, you know, it is good to be intentional about certain things, like, for sure. And then like they always say, like starting is the hardest part. So if you can figure out how to like cut out, like, because I ain't gonna cap, like this podcast is literally because at the time of my life I was going through that challenge of learning like, all right, starting is the hardest part. Yeah. And I literally have absolutely no problem starting things now. Now my problem now is finishing things.
I was about to say, I struggle. For me, I think I probably struggle with consistency. But then me too. That's so back and forth, because like I feel like I'm a very reliable person. Yep. But then when it comes to stuff, like I feel like I'll take care of everything else, and then when I get to the end of that, I'm like to the end of myself, to where I'm like, damn, I don't have no energy to put it into what I want to do. And that's probably, I need to get that together, because I'll start things and then I start getting concerned with making sure other people good. And it's like, bro, you gotta put yourself first sometimes. Yeah.
Do you think there's a way that you could harness that concept? Because I think I suffer from the same thing. So I've been thinking about like, how can I harness the fact that I like to do for others into making myself better?
I'd be lying if I had an answer for that, because it sounds like we both trying to figure that part out. I don't know, but I think also because kind of how we both said, like, not being too materialistic. I think that when you grasp that money is fickle, and then you also are willing to do other like things for other people, it puts you in a real easy spot to forget about yourself sometimes. And I think that life is about balance. Yep. And I'm still trying to figure out what that balancing act looks like. So I don't have an answer for real.
Now I actually do kind of got like a little answer to what you just said. The key, I think right now a theme in my life is like the answer is in what we say. Like, the answer to the question usually is in the question itself. Right. So a lot of times when we speaking, you feel me, we are telling ourselves the answer. We know the answer. Right. We're purposely ignoring it. Not like purposely, but like, yeah. And what you said though in it was like, it's a balancing act. And then in the act of balancing, it's teetering. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So that's a good point. The whole point is like, it's a never ending teeter. Yeah. And you should never really seek, I guess, you shouldn't seek like the super, like you should want the consistency, but understand that consistency like appears after the fact, I guess. Kind of more so like in the results, like, on average you're like this.
Right. See, and one of the things I suck at, like, I just got a new car. As soon as I get something, I'm thinking about the next car. Like, I'm like, dang, I want a new car. I get a new car, and as soon as I get that car, I'm thinking, like, damn, my next car gotta have da-da-da-da. So I feel like that's the other thing I'll do is I feel like when you get too goal-oriented, and I don't even know if that's the thing to say you're too goal-oriented, but I feel like one of the things I struggle with is when I do set a goal and I'm consistent about it, I'll set that goal, hit it, and then I'm immediately like, all right, what's the next thing to do? So it's like, that's one of the things I've been trying to draw back on is like, sometimes you gotta like take a
you gotta appreciate
like bask in the ambiance for a second, and, like enjoy that. Like, dang, you already in your next whip, you just got a whip. Like, slow down, bro.
I think I'm the same way. Well, I used to be. I think I actually have gotten a little bit better balance with it because I don't know. It's kind of weird to say this, and especially saying it on camera, but like I really feel like I got life figured out. Like I'm so at peace. Like I really got answers for everything. If I want. Like sometimes like
it always be the quiet ones though. You said you not quiet. I was like, in my opinion, I think you can be quiet, but the one or it be the chill ones. The people that be chilling, them be the ones that be like. That's really probably the person that's over there not saying shit. That's probably the person you actually really need to talk to. Because they're the ones they scoping, they listening, they watching. They the ones that's actually analyzing what's going on around them. So that actually be the most.
I mean,
that's aware.
In a way, this is probably I ain't gonna say that. But in a way, I think it is good to be around someone who consumes a lot, like who's able to consume a lot because then they have more to put out essentially. Like, basically if you eat a lot you go shit a lot, like
right.
So
the more you fuck around the more you find out.
Exactly. For sure. So and I think that is a thing that the quiet ones or the chill ones tend to do. So and then I don't know, something in my life, I don't know, I wanted to be like, I got tired of being in the shadows. Like I just I was actually a part of another podcast before this. Okay. And it never got nowhere, and it pissed me off so bad because
like, I'm out of here. I'm about to do my own shit.
Nah, they actually fired me.
It's funny. I was just talking about getting fired from a job. I ain't even gonna talk about that on camera now.
Bruh. And you know what's so bad? They never put out an episode. I literally had I look. I don't know. I'm very analytical. Like I analyze and I study and I figure shit out.
Yeah.
But we came to Odu's house maybe like, I say a good 15 times.
Yeah.
To record.
And he didn't
never put nothing out. And then, but God working mysterious ways though.
Yeah.
Because
you was just meant to have something of your own.
Well, I needed that fire under me to do my own shit because I wanted to do it anyways, and I kind of was looking at that as like an easy entry point to doing it. It gave me the motivation to do it, but then they ended up putting out one episode. Like we started with 6 people.
Yeah. By
the time they put out their first episode, they had 2 people, and that shit was on a fucking potato. Like I'm talking about like. That's crazy. I'm talking about like. Imagine like a 2006 Nokia phone quality video. Like that shit was terrible, and I don't know. I
don't even understand how you do that in 2024. Because like I feel like.
Well, that was.
Like, what are you recording off of for your quality to even be that bad?
A webcam.
In this day and age.
A webcam.
Oh.
So, like...
I ain't gonna beat you. Just want to say... I don't even understand that. Because I got a MacBook. And I feel like as much as I paid for the MacBook, how the fuck y'all ain't got the camera?
I know, right? Like, I don't understand how the camera is so shitty.
Like, I paid a lot of money for this motherfucking MacBook. And I don't even think... I ain't gonna beat you. I don't even know if MacBooks is worth how much money they cost.
I think they are.
See, and I was like, either I'm not utilizing this for all the things I can do with it, or this shit wasn't really worth this much money.
You gotta sometimes it's the user, not the product. Yeah. Because I think it is, but it is for a specific type of person. Like, if you understand how to use it, then it's great. Yeah. But if you just kind of like, all I'm gonna do is watch YouTube videos.
Right, and do this and that, then you're not really doing it.
You're not really doing nothing.
It's funny though, because actually, in terms of talking about starting shit and then not being consistent, I bought my MacBook so I could start doing photography. Invested in the MacBook, never went and bought the camera.
What you think is holding you back?
I don't know. I just never, honestly, I wouldn't even say it's necessarily holding me back. I think I had to manage my time better, because I live by myself, and shit, you live by yourself. Running a household, even if you can do it, that shit's still not easy. And which a lot of people will like give me props and stuff, because I've lived by myself for a minute now, but it can be so easy to just get stuck in a just handling business, and it's like I need to cut out that time for myself to where it's like, all right, even if you go to work, you spend whatever time to make sure you put in that, like, I don't know, like one of my rules when I budget is like, you gotta pay yourself first.
Me too. I got that same rule.
First. So that's one of my rules when I
budget. Don't matter how much it is.
Yeah, I don't care how, you gotta pay yourself first. So I think I'm trying to transfer that same concept over to my time. So it's like, if I go and put 6, 7, 8 hours into somebody else's dream, I need to come home and be willing to put that into my own dream. Yeah,
that's something I did that this year. How I started doing that is it's always something simple, because I always keep the same. I kind of transfer one concept into another concept. So like how I said, no matter how much it is. So even if it's $5, you need to save that first. Like always take that out first. And I guess kind of how like I translated that into a personal thing is like I would wake up in the morning and I would just make sure I meditate for at least like 5 minutes.
Yeah, give yourself some time before you start going out into the world.
Yeah, and prioritizing yourself. Yeah, because it's definitely important. Like people say the word selfish, and you kind of like associate it as being a bad thing, but in a lot of ways, being selfish is like
shit. Sometimes, because I've had a lot of people, and it's so crazy because it's so easy to tell other people stuff and then like taking it for yourself. But I'll tell people all the time, like, bro, you gotta take care of yourself first. You gotta take care of yourself first. Because like even it's so funny because I was talking to somebody. You've been on a plane because you travel shit. You travel more than me, but you've been on a plane. You know, you get on a plane. The thing they tell you is to put your oxygen mask on first.
Yeah, put yours on first.
Yeah, put your oxygen mask on before you help your kids. And I think that's a concept that you got to apply to all aspects of your life, because if you forget to put your oxygen mask on and you die in the process, and now you can't even help whoever else you need. So
right.
And so yeah. Definitely trying to put my oxygen mask on right now before I keep helping everybody else. Yeah. So after this, I'm about to put my little shit to the side so I can get the camera, because I took the first step, got the MacBook, never went and got the camera. Yeah,
now you come on, look, you see what I'm doing, and it don't matter. Just hey, look. You know what's funny? I did photography too for a little bit. Literally one time. I was inconsistent too. Like I got a camera upstairs or whatever.
Can I buy that off of you?
No. Oh. I need it. Oh, okay. I really don't. I really shouldn't be attached to things like that, but I mean,
not trying to be funny, you do have a podcast and stuff, so I don't know what all the capabilities on your camera are, so it makes sense.
Well, I would be using it right now if it can record video, but it only record for like 15 minutes and then cut off.
So it doesn't give you all of that.
Yeah, like this is just. I mean, I'm using an iPhone 8. You feel me? Like, but it keep recording.
It's more convenient. Yeah,
it keep recording and it work. I mean, I had the last episode up when you walked in and it looked all right.
Oh yeah, for sure. It definitely did. That's not trying to be funny. I mean, I wasn't comparing how you was saying dude had the Nokia phone. I'm like, how do you even do that in 2024? Like, what the fuck?
Bruh. I'm talking like no bullshit. I think he really did have like a 2008 laptop. And I'm not trying to be funny, and in all seriousness, and it was just like, I probably shouldn't have been with y'all anyways. Goddamn, what are y'all thinking?
Hey, but that's another concept of life, is also fucking paying attention to red flags.
That's a good question.
What's your question?
What are some major red flags in people?
Ooh. This gonna sound real random.
Okay.
This gonna sound real random. I don't trust people that don't pick their feet up when they walk.
People that drag their feet?
People that drag your feet. If you drag your feet when you walk, I can't fuck with you.
Do you know where that comes from?
You lazy. You can't even pick your feet up when you walk. You drag your feet. I can hear you. I can't trust you. I don't trust people that drag their feet when they walk. So that's a real simple red flag. People that drag their feet. If I go on a date with a dude and he don't tip the waiter, I'll charge something to my car. I've never actually had to do that, but I have been on a date one time. A dude, we was at a nice restaurant too. It's at the bar. I ain't gonna name drop the restaurant that we at, because if nigga, it's just so happens to blow up and they like, nigga, that was me. But we was at a very high end restaurant. Yeah. Sat at the bar. Dude ordered like 4 or 5 shots. on top of whatever food we order. So we're getting service. Yeah. This person has brought you dang near 5 drinks and then got to the end, and I don't even know why, but for whatever reason something transpired to where I noticed that he was not about to tip the server, and I was like, I promise to the good Lord, if you don't tip the server, I will ask her to charge an olive to my fucking card so that I can leave a fucking tip. And I think he ended up leaving a tip. I don't know what he did or didn't leave her, but yeah, that's another red flag. I didn't hang out with bro again after that. Also, I don't give a fuck how nice the restaurant we went to. You don't tip the server, fuck that. So people that not tipping the server, I'm trying to think like one more good red flag. I can't think of one right now. But yeah, because I feel like if you don't tip your server, that means you probably don't value people doing stuff for you, because you're receiving a service and then you don't tip that person that gave you that service. That lets me know a lot about you. So either being lazy and not giving a fuck about the things that people do for you, those are 2 really big red flags.
Yeah, and it's a little questionable when they take you to like a nice restaurant. If they just took you to some mid shit because that's all they could afford, then I guess that would be a little bit different. Yeah, that's a little crazy.
I'm not even going. I'll tell you how. Because I know how much the bill was. Because like I said, I ended up noticing that they wasn't tipping. I'll tell you how much the bill was, and it's like, so we spent all this money on food and drinks, and then you just said fuck the tip. Yeah. I was like, yeah, sideways, never hanging out. I already knew in the back of my head I ain't never hanging. I'm gonna get home safely, but past that, I'm never hanging out with this dude ever again. Yeah.
Okay.
So what's a red flag for you though?
You know what? I don't really care about red flags.
But that's what just happened with the podcast.
What you mean?
Because you said you probably should have just never. So you gotta care about red flags a little bit.
I mean, but that's the thing though, because I'm more so about like learning and education. Like, so I'm not gonna discount you for you having a red flag. Like, it just is what it is, because the way that I view life is teaching me. So regardless, I'm gonna be protected.
Right.
No
so
matter
like,
what.
You never take an L.
I
got a lesson. So
I mean, because I look at the positive. Like, look what that all did to me. Now it got me doing the podcast, right? So even though they was a red flag, and I probably didn't learn much from them. I could have definitely learned more from somebody else, but
it taught you something.
More so is like, what would have been the alternative? Let's say I'm trying to join somebody that does know what they're doing. Then I might feel an insecurity because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I feel like they know too much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and see, it's funny because like even working in finance and stuff, it's so easy to end up in situations like that. Like you go from being the smartest person in the room to the dumbest motherfucker real quick. And then you be sitting there like, I don't even know what these people are talking about no more.
I don't necessarily, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't even necessarily know if that's a good thing, because that might be like an ego thing.
It could be, because I've heard some people that'll say like they don't ever want to be I don't want to be the richest person in the room. I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. But so I think, again, balancing. Everything's about balance. Yeah. You can't always be the dumbest person in the room. Yeah. I think you can't always be the smartest person in the room. I think you got to go back and forth. Even if it's that you've reached a pinnacle and you got to go back and repay the game. Like a lot of people in sports, they'll play sports all through whatever, and then they retire, this and that, and they go back to coaching. Because it's like once you even reach your pinnacle, you usually go back and give back to the game. Right.
That's a good point. I like that analogy.
Yeah. I'm usually pretty good with me and my analogies. You know, I write, so.
Yeah. You still do?
Not like I used to. No lie. I actually want to say, for about a solid maybe like 2 years, I had writer's block. Like real bad. I would like I could like do like maybe like 4, 5, 6 bars, and I would not I either couldn't complete a song or I wouldn't complete the poem, because I can write music and write poems. But yeah, I had writer's block for a solid at least 2 years.
So you was like Kendrick.
I don't even know. See,
he took 5 years off.
Oh yeah,
he had writer block for the first 3.
See, and that's what I'm saying. And writer's block is real. It's really, really real. Especially if you're not Drake and you write your own fucking music, you get writer's block sometimes. Do
you not like Drake for that reason? Or you just don't have like a little bit less respect for his art?
I definitely have. It's been not even trying to be funny. I'm not the pinnacle of writers, but as somebody that writes music, I have. Here's my thing. If Drake categorized himself outside of something other than a rapper, I would have more respect for him. I kind of think that Drake is more like a pop artist. Because if you're having other people write music or write verses and stuff for you, that literally takes away from the whole. Because a rapper is supposed to be more like an MC. You're not an MC if you're not writing your own shit.
It's more like from the foundations of being a rapper or being an MC, he don't really align with that. So
I feel like he doesn't align with that.
Yeah, so it's kind of disrespectful to label himself as a rapper.
That, and then to even be considered the greatest of a category, of that specific category. I think that Drake is one of the greatest pop artists.
No, I fuck with Drake.
I don't dislike him sometimes, but that's why I'm like, I would have way more respect for what he does if he just categorized what he does differently. Yeah. I will, for real, honestly, really where the Drake, I don't even want to call it the hate. The Drake dislike for me started after when he dropped the Take Care album.
Really?
So listen. Okay. Did you listen to The Weeknd? Were you a fan?
I mean, yeah, at that time, yeah.
So,
not now.
Next time you get bored, go back and listen to The Weeknd's old work, and then listen to Take Care.
Oh, I know. I know.
He literally stole The Weeknd's whole. I
whole
say
shit.
The whole. Yeah, he stole the whole thing, and The Weeknd rebranded after that, and his music is just not the same no more. Yeah. So I will never forgive Drake for stopping the run that because The Weeknd was making. There will never, like, what is that?
Nobody even makes music like that no more.
Yeah, because because he made the trilogy, but it's like 3 of his mixtapes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So I don't know why I can't remember. It's like Echoes of Silence. I think it's Thursday, and House of Balloons.
Yeah, House of Balloons.
There will never be. Those are like the trifecta.
But also too though, I think The Weeknd, like what I notice is like kind of back to the conversation we was having about like consuming. What I think why a lot of artists pop off, like why everybody's early music hits so good when they first pop off is because they have had all this time to consume a bunch, and they get to put it all into whatever they're doing, whatever that project is. Like they get to express it in that moment. But then once you start being successful after that, then it's like,
you're not really.
Damn, where my source coming from? Yeah. But that's why niggas like Future, like forever go on forever, because you feel me, the nigga, you can just never stop the feeling the trapping. You feel me, like nigga, I've been serving every motherfucker. Yeah, like that shit.
Also, free Young Thug.
He free.
I know, but I still gotta say free Young Thug till he's off of parole.
Oh, for 15.
That's not funny.
Damn.
That's not funny.
He's sorry too.
Yeah.
Because everybody else got off.
Yeah.
I'll be sick. 15 years. And he can't go back to Atlanta.
Yeah, that's great. But that's like, can Chief Keef go back to Ohio? I said Ohio. Can Chief Keef go back to Chicago yet? Is he still banned from Chicago?
I don't think he wants to go back. So.
I mean, I'm sure he doesn't want to, but I'm just saying, I don't think. So I do think it's funny where you see niggas, and that's also part of the reason why, like, that's the perfect example. I can't respect a nigga like Drake saying certain things that he say when it's motherfuckers that's really getting banned from their city because they really do this shit or this or that or
Drake is definitely a money maker.
Yeah, and I respect that. Get your money, but
I respect him getting, but I can't disrespect him as an artist too, because like he definitely outside of the writing, because I can definitely get behind you what you say. He don't write his own shit, so but his delivery, you can't take that away from him, because like he do shit so uniquely. And then I ain't gonna lie, I think it's a real great skill to be able to
take somebody
mimic
else's
people,
art,
yeah,
and mimic it for sure. Because even because like I've been in the studio before.
Do you have any music out?
I do not have any music out. I used to ghostwrite for people, which I'm not acting like none of my songs have like
yeah, right.
Like
you ain't no real ghostwriter.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, what I used to do, I used to write music for people, and they would, or I would like go into the studio with people and kind of show them like, you should do this, tweak your voice, or like blah blah blah. And that again, going back into consistency, just certain shit I should have been more consistent with, because if I would have kept doing what I had started doing probably when I was like 18, if I'd have stayed at that, I really should be like a good ass engineer or something, but I just wasn't consistent with it. But more of the story, what I'm really trying to say is, when you write a song and you have it in your head, to actually be able to go in there and execute it and get that sound to come out how it's in your head, it's like two completely different things. So I do agree. I can give Drake some respect. Yeah. To be able to take other people's ideas and stuff and actually convey them, because that's not easy.
Man, when I started doing YouTube and I would go in with an idea, and when I get to editing it, and I was just like, this shit ain't about to come out no way how I thought. I said, God damn. But then sometimes, that'd be the fun of it too, though, because like, it's like, this is what I gotta work with. You feel me? And then this is where you get creative at, because it's like, all right, I recorded this. Like, I know, like, one time I got bored and I just threw like Sonic running in the middle of the podcast, like running around the screen. And if anybody's seen it, it'll just be some funny shit. Yeah.
But that could be, because I'm real heavy into like finding your like branding or this or that. But then that can be one of the things to where it's like, because are you into anime at all?
Yeah, a little bit, not for real.
Okay, because I was about to say, if you
like all the popular ones.
Okay, but that's still, I feel like, because there's niggas that's not even into the popular ones. So I feel like it's.
And not even though, because all right, that's a little. I know the stories. I know. Yeah. Okay.
But like, because this is actually one thing I really hate. Have you ever said that you liked something or that you enjoyed something and people will act like you didn't like it or enjoy it because you weren't like an expert at it? Like, if you say you like anime and niggas is like, what happened on the 3rd episode of Naruto?
Oh, because I'm not a super fan.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I hate when people act like because you're not a super fan or something. Like, you could still be like, oh, I like it. It's cool.
Nah, I don't experience that. I think I don't experience that because I'm the one that asks questions.
I'm weak.
Because I keep, listen. It
could be because I'm a woman, too, because I ain't going to beat you. When you tell a, like, not even trying to be funny, as a woman, if I even tell a dude I like football, they'll start asking me crazy questions about stats. Like, so because I don't know how many passes Patrick Mahomes threw last season, I don't like football. Yeah. Like, nah, nigga, I still enjoy the sport.
Yeah,
like, I can't like it. Like, so I can't stand people like that.
Yeah, hell nah. I feel you on that. Cause I'm gonna be just like that though. So maybe it is like a.
Yeah.
I think it would be more so like a dominant submissive thing, more so than like male female. Cause like if somebody got. Because when you pique somebody's interest, that's exactly what the fuck happened. They gotta kind of like test you to see.
Yeah, to be like, but how real are you?
How much you really know?
And I feel like also because just knowing how women can be, I feel like women are very quick to like say hot topic shit. And then a nigga will pull her card to be like, is you saying that just to sound like, oh yeah, I like sports? Yeah, right. Like, bitch, no you don't. You're gonna be mad at me asking me to turn the game off if we live together. Like, so I think
that's a good ass point.
That's what I'm saying. So I think like I feel like niggas will start pulling your card on shit because they'll be like, man, but do you really like sports? Like, nah, for real, I really like sports. Yeah,
like I'll watch them. Like I sit there and I know what's going on. Now, man, I don't know all the extra.
So once they get too deep, like,
it's like I'm like ankle deep. You feel me? I ain't full blown
I ain't like waist deep in the I'm like that with anything for real. Like
me too. I'm the same way.
Like I feel like I know a lot about
of shit.
I feel like I know a little about a lot.
Yeah.
And then it's a couple of subjects that I'll be like, no, we could really deep dive into certain things. But I feel like I know a little about a lot of things.
Yeah, me too. I'm the same way. I feel like
niggas know a lot about a little.
Like I feel and that's specialists. Like people who really specialize in shit. But those be the like as someone who knows a little bit about a lot, but those be the most fun people to talk to though.
Sometimes,
like, well, if they not like annoying with it, you know, some people just express it annoying about
people.
Yeah, like if they understand that like it's really not that deep, but I'm gonna get a little deep for you.
Yeah,
like sure. that's the best. Okay, all right, we gonna stop here. Okay, and wrap it up. Hey, Destiny, thank you for coming on. We appreciate you.
You definitely have me back because I feel like me and you could have definitely kept talking for sure.
Oh yeah, no. Listen, we can have you back. Yeah. Listen, we just gotta schedule it. But I want to thank y'all for watching. This has been the Here and Now podcast, formerly the Side by Side podcast, and we out.
I almost flicked off your camera back.
You can flick them off. It's okay.
Sorry. I went to do the peace sign, but then I did the foot. So yeah.
All right, peace out, y'all.